The boot, that car's been
All the boots
pushed
have
up.
popped open for some reason.
And they've been pushed up to the window.
So this is my apartment block. I'm on the 4th floor, so it's obviously not going to reach us, but my car's underwater.
Oh no. Oh, this isn't good. This is absolutely terrible. Oh no. Oh, my poor car.
Well, there's the airport pub, and the flooding is causing chaos. You've got to go all the way the other end round. This main road is closed.
Greater Manchester Police declares major incident over widespread flooding following heavy rain. A major incident has been declared in Greater Manchester as homes were evacuated and cars submerged after widespread flooding hit the region following heavy rain. Greater Manchester Police said the worst affected areas were Bolton, Didsbury, Harpurhey, Stalybridge, Stockport and Wigan. Mountain rescue teams have been deployed to help Greater Manchester Fire and Rescue Service (GNFRS) deal with damaged properties and stranded vehicles.
The boot, that car's been
All the boots
pushed
have
up.
popped open for some reason.
And they've been pushed up to the window.
It's not deeper than that. You look at the top of the body up there.
Residents living in Meadow Mill in Stockport on the banks of the River Tame were left trapped, with many needing to be rescued from their homes by emergency services after their building was surrounded by flood water. Fire crews and paramedics attended the building where the lower floors and car park have been flooded, leaving it cut off. In Didsbury in South Manchester, a person had to be rescued and a car was submerged after sluice gates were opened at Fletcher Moss Park as the River Mersey recorded its highest ever level. The Bridgewater Canal in Dunham Massey has also breached its banks for the first time in more than half a century and has collapsed entirely. Parts of the region have seen more than 80 millimeters, 3 inches of rain fall in the last 24 hours. Rivers including the River Tame in Tameside and the Mersey in Stockport have risen to record highs in places, while the city centre canals have overflowed. Those living near the Micker Brook, a tributary of the River Mersey, said roads in and around Cheadle were submerged with water getting into their homes and their electrics being cut. In Broadbottom, Tameside, locals said a wall collapsed onto cars before water came gushing into houses. GNFRS said they were experiencing a high number of flood-related calls. A total of 55 flood warnings, which means flooding is expected and nearby residents should act now, are currently in place across the region, along with 15 flood alerts, which mean flooding is possible. Qiantang Chief Superintendent Colette Rose said, following events overnight, a major incident has been declared. This is to ensure we can continue to keep people safe through a coordinated effort from our collective emergency services, supported by key partner agencies. Anyone affected should check the relevant detail being shared by their local council, the fire service and transport for Greater Manchester to ensure they can get the support available, which include any road closures and information centres for those displaced. Bev Craig, leader of Manchester City Council, said, "We have been working closely with the police, fire service and environment agency through the night to monitor water levels across the city and provide support and guidance to our residents who might be affected." Merseyside Fire and Rescue Service said it had also been called to a number of incidents, including streets where houses and cars have been submerged in several feet of floodwater after the Sankey Canal and Helens burst its banks. Pictures show flood-hit homes at the junction of Blackbrook Road and West End Road in Haydock, where a resident said the nearby canal had burst its banks. At 10:30 a.m. today, a Merseyside Fire and Rescue Service spokesman said, "We are in attendance at an incident on Blackbrook Street, Haydock." Crews were alerted at 7:05 a.m. and on scene shortly after. 2 fire engines and the search and rescue team attended. Crews arrived to find flooding in the street. West End Road has been closed and firefighters on scene checked in with local residents. Nobody had been evacuated. Crews are preparing to leave the scene now. Flooding has also affected transport across the region, with TransPennine Express urging customers on its services, saying flooding was causing significant issues in Greater Manchester and Cheshire. The line was closed between Manchester Piccadilly and Warrington Central, with disruption expected until the end of the day, according to National Rail. Trains will not operate between Manchester Airport and the city's stations on Wednesday, as well as routes between Manchester to Liverpool Lime Street and from both Liverpool and Manchester to Huddersfield, Leeds and York.
You can always text me, because you go around the other way. I know all the secret roads, little secret bits.
Flooding is also blocking the line between Todmorden and Rochdale, with disruption expected until noon, with further predicted flooding affecting services calling at Rotherham Central. National Highways said the westbound M56 between Junction 6 for Manchester Airport and Junction 7 for Bolton was expected to be closed for some time due to flooding across all 3 lanes.